Welcome back, guys, for another Random Rant Wednesdays. I hope you enjoyed me getting irate or gushing over things that I like to talk about. If you do like this content, don't forget to like and give us a subscription. This week's topic is twists in movies, TV, and anime. So I love this as a topic because there's nothing better than getting your teeth sunk into a really, really good show or film, and you think, I know exactly what's going on. All of a sudden, what? And there's the biggest twist. I just love it. There's nothing better than watching it and having everything turned on its head. Sorry, guys. Just a quick warning. There is going to be lots of spoilers in this. Obviously, being twists, there's going to be a lot of spoilers. So the first show I'm going to talk about with twists is something I spoke about on the last episode, which will probably get brought up because I love it. Attack on Titan. Oh, if anyone's seen this show, they know what I mean by the twists. But which one? There's so many. I think that was one of those moments in the first season when Eren gets eaten by a Titan, and it's so epic. You're just like, oh my god, oh he's lost a leg, oh my god, and then he saves Armin, and then and just limbs go flying, and you watch him get swallowed. You're like, oh. I just remember literally, that was one of those, like I said in the last episode, where you just pause it and you're like, whoa. And then I thought, holy crap, this show genuinely will just kill anyone. Main character, dead. And then when he comes back and you find out that he is the Titan, like when you see it, I kind of saw it coming a little bit. Because when he shows up and it's like, oh, there's this weird Titan and he's got brown hair and he's fighting the other Titans. And I was like, well, maybe he's related to Eren. Maybe there's some other, like something else going on. But then obviously it shows when he pops out of the back and it's like, oh. I'd say the next twist from Attack on Titan would probably be the Titan shifters. When you find out that Eren can change into a Titan, and then it's like that realization, like, oh my god, the other weird Titans, they're people too. And you find out that like everyone that's involved, they've like come into the town and they're Titan shifters as well. And I think the next that properly blew my mind was when you find out that the island is an island. Like it's not that you go through this whole thing thinking, oh, it's this one place. You suspend disbelief, like that there isn't the rest of the world. You're told there's no one else. The rest of the earth is gone. It's just these people. That is all that's left of humanity. And then it goes over to to the rest of the world, and it's like, oh my god, it's literally they're just isolated. And you find out that they were put there, to kind of ward them off and keep them hidden. And oh my god, it blew my mind. I was like, this is amazing. I cannot wait to see what happens next. And the final, these are all ones that I've just cherry picked. Obviously, there's so many things where stuff happens. You're like, what? Near the end, when it shows you that Eren is the one who's been manipulating everything behind the scenes. Like he's using the Attack Titan power to essentially go through time and affect what his dad did and what other people did, all through the Attack Titan lineage. Because he even did it. Oh, there's the bit with the owl, and he's the one who's like he's basically talking to himself. And it's like, oh, I can't remember what he says, but he says something, and then it's like, huh? He's like, oh, sorry, I don't know why I've said that. It's like, because it's Eren, oh my god. And you notice it, I'm sure. I don't know if it was like, I don't know if it was something that someone photoshopped or whatever, but apparently if you go through and look at certain scenes, you can see Eren in the background somewhere. I don't know. Put in the comments if that's real or not, because I haven't looked into it. I might do after the video, which will, you know, kind of kill this point. But if so, oh my God, that would be ridiculous if he's literally in the background of the scenes all the way through. Oh my God, that would blow my mind. Okay, enough of Attack on Titan. I'm such a Attack on Titan stan. Fair enough, the ending could be better, but I love it for the twist. I don't know about anything else really that tops Attack on Titan for amount of twists, how smart the twists seem to be, and how mind blowing they are. Like literally, mouth open. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, The Prestige. Like that is a wonderful film. I love it anyway. It's got some of my favourite actors in it. But the twist at the end, where it turns out that how he did the switcheroo magic trick is he's got a twin. Like it's one of those where it's kind of like, I should have seen it coming. You know, it's like, oh, it's a twin. You know, it seems kind of stupid, but when you think about it, it's genius. It's like you can't think it's something as simple as that, because it's like, you know, oh, it's actually magic. And then it turns out that the one that they can't figure out how the trick's done is literally, he's got a twin who chops his finger off, and he's been doing all this stuff, and you know, it makes sense when they do the flashbacks. Hugh Jackman's character ends up actually pretty much having magic. Like he's got a cloning machine, like that's pretty much magic. And he's doing the same trick, but he's literally like drowning himself over and over again every time he does the trick, and he's just got all these dead bodies, dead versions of himself. And it's like, what? Like I remember when first watching that film, and the scene where his twin shows up, and he's obviously dressed up with a mustache and all that stuff, and you don't know who he is throughout the film, and obviously that's also another twist. And I was flabbergasted. Yeah, Prestige, amazing film. Love the twist. It's one of those like that I can enjoy even knowing the twist. I think that's one big thing, is sometimes you can watch something and something that the next thing I'm going to talk about kind of ruins it. Once the twist is done, you can't watch the film ever again, because it's just lost that magic. Like some are amazing films that you can just watch again and again regardless of knowing the twist, but some, the twist is the whole thing. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. He kind of makes the whole thing the twist. So once you've watched it and you know the twist, there's no point in what you can't really watch it again, 'cause you know, well, the perspective's changed when you watch the film. Anyway, moving on. Next film is the original Saw. I remember watching that for the first time. I think I watched it with my mum. God, because it was that long ago. Whoa. When everyone's ready, and then he literally just like gets up at the end. What? Oh my God, he was the guy. He's the guy on the floor. And it's, you know, and then it does the classic da-da-dun, 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 and shows you all the way through that he's set this all up and he was there the whole time, and oh my God. But that's one of those where it changes the perspective, as I said, of the film. So if you watch Saw 1 again, because you know the twist, it kind of takes the mystery part of it out. Like, you know, oh, all along he was there and they could have got out and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then it changes it from watching this suspenseful, crazy twist bit that's added at the end to, oh, it's just gore prom. Like, that's what you pretty much end up with, is just watching it for people getting, you know, chopping their legs off and stuff. Which leads me on to the next point about Saw. So, Saw, the sequels, the however many there is, like 12 or whatever, how ridiculous it got. They kind of took that twist from the beginning and were like, hey, how about every time there's a twist? It's never just, oh, he did it again. It's always got a plot twist at the end. You know, as soon as you hear the da-da-dun, da-da-dun, you know, oh, okay, here we go. And
I bet you didn't know I had a dog. And that dog is a police dog. Do you want to play catch detective?
And so it's just stupid, like, oh, hey, it was this, do you remember that random guy from 6 films ago? Oh, he's actually the mastermind behind the mastermind, training under the mastermind, and it was all him. He was the original killer. Like, it's gone too far. It's gone way too far. I think it was Spiral was decent. I quite liked that went away from the formula, but then it just seemed to, they're just trying to carry it on, and I think they're on about making more again. So yeah, Saw, it's pretty much just a gore fest now. There's no cleverness behind it anymore. This next film is a film that I don't think many people have seen. It's one of those where I mention it to people and they're like, no, never heard of it. Triangle from 2009. It's a film where this like, young mother goes on a trip with her friends. She gets like one day off from her like autistic child, and she goes away, and there's weird stuff, and they get on this boat, and I thought it was just a generic like ghost, or there's a ghost, like literally ghost ship or something, or the generic, oh, there's a killer with a sack on his head. Oh wow, it's a slasher film. I thought, yeah, it's all right, it's not bad. Then it starts to get really weird, and you're like, what? Wait, they just saw that guy. Oh, he's back. Wait, and it ends up being like a time loop. I knew nothing about it when I put it on, and then that's one of those films that I do like watching it again, because I love kind of, the bootstrap paradox kind of films. Like Terminator 2 is one of my favourite films. So Triangle is really cool, kind of looking back. You watch it and you realise again, that's when the twist can help, because you'll go back and watch it and you might see something you didn't notice before, especially with, timey-wimey stuff. But yeah, Triangle 2009, if you've not seen it, obviously I've spoiled it now, but if you've skipped, or you just feel like watching it anyway, let me know if you think it's good. This one is quite a well-known film. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And then they remade it in an American remake. It's not as good as usual when they do these English remakes. Oldboy. So probably most people know about this twist, but it's so shattering, just soul destroying, obviously all the way through, and it's like quite brutal, and there's all the mad fights. Like the scene where he's going down the hallway is amazing. I'm sure they did it in one shot, and it was quite like crazy for its time. But when when you get to the end, it's like, yes, he's found the guy. He's locked him up. Oh my god! And it's just like, hey, that girl that you're getting it on with, that's your daughter. Whoa! What? That is the kind of thing where you'd understand that he's just gone. Like it is one of those where I watched it again about a year ago, and I'd actually kind of forgot the twist, because I think when I watched it when it first came out, because it was obviously had a big buzz, and then I saw something about it, and I think it was about the hallway fight scene, and I thought, oh, I'll stick it on again. And then obviously when it got to the end and he told him, it was all over again. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, just messed up, absolutely messed up twist, but I love it. And my final pick, I could pick so many of these, but I didn't want this one to go on forever and ever and ever. But Heavenly Delusion, it's an anime that's there's some brutal bits in it. It's basically this guy who's got these powers, like it's an apocalypse has happened, and there's these creatures called man-eaters that go around and eat men, eat people. And all the way through, the main character who's got the powers he's with this girl who's his bodyguard, even though he's got these crazy powers. And it kind of gets to the point where they're like, am I protecting you or are you protecting me? And and they go through all this mad stuff, and then they find out, like, in the anime, it's like, I think it's about halfway through, they find out that the girl is actually, how do I explain it? Right, so the girl is actually her brother, her or a brother, I'm trying to remember now, it's been a while since I watched it, but it's like her brother is in an accident, and then to save him, the sister sacrifices herself and says, but there's this mad scientist, and it's like, I can save him. So she says, yeah, sure, and takes his brain and puts it in her body. But yeah, it's a proper weird kind of twist where you find out that and this guy's like in love with her, but it's actually like the brother's brain in his sister's body. So it's, I don't know if it's kind of like a body dysmorphia, you know, kind of, or what they're going for, but it was proper, like, I was like, oh my God, because you think the flashback is showing you her flashback, but it's actually you showing the brother's flashback, who is now his sister. So it's kind of that thing where it's like, the main character goes, I'm in love with you, but I'm not in love with guys, but I'm in love with you. It's kind of sweet, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I love you, but if you were a guy, I wouldn't love you. It's weird. It's very strange. Like, you know, it's he loves the person, but then he wouldn't love them if they weren't in that body. It's, I don't know. Anyway, that's crazy twist. I'm going to, just to round this video off, I'm going to do some honourable mentions. These are probably ones, you know, that everyone's seen, but I didn't want to pick ones that every single person's seen. But I'd like to mention some really good ones. Obviously, the original Psycho, when it gets to the end and it turns around, his mother's dead, it's him the whole time. Planet of the Apes, classic one, like that's if they remade it but did the exact same thing, like, you know, remade it but didn't change anything, because I know they tried to do them again and all this stuff, because then a new generation could see it with, you know, like updated designs and all stuff like that. I'd like them to do prosthetics, not CGI, because the new ones are alright for Planet of the Apes, but they still have that uncanny valley weirdness. Going back to the last video, Fight Club. I love that film anyway, but the whole unreliable narrator is, I like that. I have a thing for that. And Seven, oh, I love that. I love Seven. Obviously the ending of that is like, what's in the box? Come on. That's another one up there. That's great. And I'd say the Black Swan ending, where she stabs her rival, but it's not. It's actually her. Like, that's thing, because obviously I love those kind of ones where they go back and show you the rest of the film, so it's like you thought you were seeing this, kind of like Fight Club, where, you know, oh, he's been talking to this guy the whole time, and oh, he's fighting this guy, and it's actually just him punching himself or talking to a wall. Like, I love when they do that, because it's you know, it goes back through, and you get another kind of perspective. Like, I love films being turned on the head. But I hope you guys have enjoyed my ranting and raving about things that I love and maybe don't love as much. Don't forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more of this. If you put down in the comments whether you agree, what your favourite twists are, because if there's any that I haven't mentioned and you know are great, put them down, because I would love to watch them, and maybe I'll talk about them in future. Peace out, guys.